The evening before his very first day of school, Ethan lay sprawled across his small bed, staring up at the ceiling where faint glow-in-the-dark stars still clung to the plaster. They had been stuck there by his dad, Michael, when Ethan was only 3. Back then, the stars had seemed to shine brighter, almost magical, guiding him to sleep every night. Now, at 6, they were pale and chipped at the edges, but Ethan still loved them. He traced their shapes with his eyes, whispering their constellations to himself as if they were secret guardians. Beside him, tucked under his arm, was Simba, his stuffed lion. Simba's fur was worn and patchy in places from too many hugs, his mane frayed from countless adventures. To anyone else, Simba might have looked like a tired old toy. But to Ethan, Simba was a protector, brave and unshakable. If tomorrow felt too scary, Ethan knew he would grip Simba tight in his backpack and imagine the lion roaring at the world. Downstairs, Ethan could hear the muffled clatter of pots and pans. His mother, Grace, was tidying up after dinner. The scent of tomato soup still lingered in the air, mixing with the faint sweetness of freshly baked cookies that Grandma Margaret had insisted on making for good luck. Ethan loved cookies, but tonight he hadn't eaten much. His stomach felt too fluttery, as if a dozen butterflies had taken up residence there, flapping their wings all at once. He rolled onto his side and whispered to Simba, "What if the teacher doesn't like me? What if I forget how to spell my name? What if everyone laughs?" Simba, as always, said nothing, but in Ethan's imagination, the lion gave him a proud, steady look, as if to say, "You'll be fine." The bedroom door creaked open softly, and Grace peeked inside. Her dark hair was pulled back in a messy bun, and she wore her favorite soft cardigan, the one that smelled faintly of lavender. She smiled when she saw Ethan still awake. "Couldn't sleep?" she asked gently, stepping in. Ethan shook his head. "My tummy feels funny." Grace sat down on the edge of the bed and smoothed back his hair. "That's because tomorrow is important. When something matters, our stomachs get nervous. It just means you care." Ethan frowned. "What if I do something wrong?" "You will," Grace said matter-of-factly, her voice calm but kind. "Everybody makes mistakes. That's how you learn. The important part is that you keep trying. And besides," she leaned down and kissed his forehead, "you've got Simba and you've got us." Just then, Michael appeared in the doorway, carrying a glass of warm milk. His tall frame almost filled the entrance, but his face was softened by his easy smile. "Did someone order a sleep potion?" he asked, holding the glass like it was a secret treasure. Ethan sat up slightly. "Sleep potion?" Michael winked. "Of course. Grandma and I mixed it ourselves. Warm milk with a little honey, guaranteed to help first-time school kids drift off to dreamland." Grace chuckled. Don't tell him we used the microwave, Ethan giggled, tension loosening just a little. He took the cup and sipped. The milk was sweet and soothing, the warmth settling in his chest. Grandma Margaret's voice floated from the hallway. Don't let him stay up too late. Big boys need big rest. Her tone was full of fuss and affection, the way only grandmothers managed. Good night, Grandma, Ethan called back. Good night, my love. When the voices faded, Ethan leaned against his mother's shoulder. Do you think I'll make a friend? You'll make plenty, Grace said. Maybe even tomorrow. Michael sat down on the other side of the bed, ruffling Ethan's hair. And if you don't, that's okay too. Friends take time, but trust me, you're exactly the kind of boy people want to be around. Ethan wanted to believe him, but doubt still nibbled at his thoughts. He lay back down, pulling Simba closer. Grace tucked the blanket snug around him, while Michael turned on the small night light shaped like a rocket ship. A warm glow spread across the room. Do you remember, Michael said softly, when we stuck those stars on your ceiling? Ethan nodded. You were scared of the dark. You thought shadows were monsters, but you learned that the stars would always glow for you. School is the same. At first it feels scary, but soon you'll see it's full of light. Ethan closed his eyes for a moment, trying to picture tomorrow. A big classroom. Kids with shiny new backpacks. A tall teacher at the front. The image made his stomach flip again, but this time it wasn't quite as bad. Grace kissed him once more, whispering, "Sleep well, my brave boy," Michael added. "Dream of adventures. Simba will keep watch." The door closed softly, and Ethan was left with the hum of the night light and the faint tick of the clock on the dresser. Rain tapped lightly against the window, a steady rhythm that felt like a lullaby. He curled closer to Simba and whispered, "Tomorrow we'll be brave." And with that promise, his eyelids grew heavy, and slowly, finally, Ethan drifted into sleep, the glow of the stars above him, steady and kind.
Please subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss more amazing stories like this.